What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to the West Ham Liverpool post-match analysis video, and I'm absolutely fuming because Liverpool lost to West Ham 3-2 and I think the referee and VAR had an absolute shocker, but also Liverpool had an absolute shocker. Our midfield was lost in the battle with the West Ham midfield. That's where the game was lost, and also I think our midfield was not defensively sound enough, and we were exposed so badly in the second half with the West Ham counterattacks. But also the referee had a big hand in giving West Ham the victory, because Cresswell should have been sent off with a very ugly, very dangerous potentially leg-breaking tackle on Jordan Henderson. And also the West Ham's first goal, Alisson was pushed by Antonio and by Ogbonna. He's impeded, it's clear as day, and yet the referee and also the VAR referee sees nothing wrong with it. And I absolutely hate English referees. They are honestly some of the worst referees in the top leagues, and if it comes to the top 5 leagues, the English referees are the absolute worst, because under the let's play manly football and allow contact, they are letting scandalous fouls go. They are letting scandalous fouls go both in midfield and also fouling the goalkeeper like this. I mean, Alisson is absolutely assaulted by Antonio and Ogbonna time and time again, and yet the referee allows that to happen. I find this absolutely disgusting, and honestly, the referee should be sacked and he should go and referee some Sunday league, because that's where his level is at. The Premier League is the best league in the world, but the referees honestly ruin the experience sometimes. And I'm not just talking about Liverpool. If you support any team in the Premier League, you know how bad referees are and how many inconsistent and bad calls they make. So West Ham lead 1-0. That's fine. Liverpool improve their performance and start creating chances, and we score an absolutely brilliant goal through Trent Alexander-Arnold, a glorious free kick, an absolutely stupendous goal. Salah lays it off for Trent to move the ball a little bit, and he just hits it into the top corner. The West Ham goalkeeper Fabianski has absolutely no chance to even see the ball, so it was a magnificent goal. But then in the second half, again, Liverpool gets done on the counter-attack time and time again, mainly because Henderson and Oaks are too attacking and they don't have the legs to run back properly, and Fabinho is exposed. Fabinho is sometimes left with 2 or 3 West Ham attackers breaking on Liverpool. And I mean, Virgil van Dijk alone defensively, he can't keep the team, the whole West Ham team out. And how many times were West Ham running at our backline in the second half? It was absolutely crazy. 4 or 5 times West Ham were running at Matip and Virgil van Dijk, and that's just not right. Fabinho probably should foul before the second West Ham goal, and also Alisson is a little bit at fault for that, even though it's a one-on-one. Fornals doesn't hit the ball in the corner, but Alisson gets down his hand and the ball slips under his hand and goes in, so it's very unlucky for the goalkeeper. By the way, I'm not blaming Alisson for the goal. I'm just saying that on a better day, Alisson saves that. And then West Ham score another ridiculous goal from a corner, but Alisson is always pushed and distracted by Antonio. How can you allow that to happen? How can you allow Antonio to push and shove Alisson in the 6-yard box constantly from every corner that West Ham took? There were 2 or 3 West Ham players surrounding Alisson, distracting him, pushing him, shoving him, pulling him, not letting him move freely, and the referee allows that. Absolutely disgrace, in my opinion. And of course, Kurt Zouma is absolutely clear at the far post. That's also defensively bad marking, but also Alisson was impeded. And after West Ham go 3-1 up, I felt that the game is done, the game is over. But of course Liverpool will never give up, they will never give in. We brought on Divock Origi, we brought on Thiago, maybe a little bit too late, but Origi scores an absolutely brilliant trademark Origi goal. And it's such a shame that Liverpool scored two of the best goals of the season in a defeat. And it's very telling that Liverpool drew games this season where we scored 3 goals against Brentford, that wasn't enough for a win. We scored 2 goals against Brighton, that wasn't enough for a win. We scored 2 goals against West Ham, and it wasn't enough even for a point. So something is really wrong with Liverpool in terms of our midfield and our defense. You can't underestimate how much of a miss Bobby Firmino is, because he presses the front, he presses from the front, he presses the West Ham team. And also we miss, I think, Wijnaldum, who could slow down these counterattacks. Wijnaldum had a lot more legs on him than than Henderson or Oxlade-Chamberlain today. And we just have too many midfield injuries as well. But also, I mean, the midfield is not protecting the backline enough. I just felt like this in this game. How can you let West Ham run at your backline 4 or 5 times on the counter-attack? I think that's a little bit bad organization. I actually can't wait to hear what Jurgen Klopp has to say after the match, because it will be very, very telling, very revealing. So after Origi scored, the game is back on. We still have 10 minutes to go, and we could have even drawn the game had Sadio Mane's header been on target. Sadio Mane has a brilliant header at the far post, which just trickles past the far post, and it really could have been 3-3, but overall I felt West Ham deserved to win, because they won the battle in midfield and they countered Liverpool pretty brilliantly. And Liverpool, I think, had a lot of problems in the team. I don't really want to criticize too many players, but Andy Robertson also had a pretty poor game, and overall Andy Robertson had a pretty poor season. He failed to get his cross past the first West Ham defender time and time again today, which I think Andy Robertson will probably admit himself that he can play so much better than this. And now Liverpool are into 4th place. West Ham United go above Liverpool with this victory, which is absolutely amazing. It's Liverpool's first loss of the season, but also because we drew already so many games, we are now 4 points behind Chelsea, which is not a crisis in itself. The problem with Liverpool is that you can see Liverpool being vulnerable. You can see Liverpool keep conceding a lot of goals. I mean, conceding 11 goals in 11 games is not usual to a normal Jurgen Klopp side. And we are just conceding too many goals, and we probably need to score 3 or 4 goals in a lot of games to win those games. The Liverpool-Arsenal game is now huge. Liverpool have to win that. If we draw or lose that game, we could be further behind Chelsea in the title race, because Chelsea have winnable games coming up, Man City have winnable games coming up. Liverpool need to put a winning run together, because we have now won only 2 of our last 6 Premier League games. And collecting 22 points from 11 games is not title winning form. It's a 76 point season, which usually is enough for a top 4 place, but not enough for a title winning season. So Liverpool really need to get their act together, and very quickly. And I think we need to have Thiago back fully fit into the team. We also need probably either Naby Keita back instead of Oxlade-Chamberlain in the team. And Henderson, maybe his legs are going, I'm not sure why, but Henderson, of course, with Fabinho in the team, maybe he feels he can bump forward a lot, but he needs to track back as well. When Liverpool lose the ball and West Ham counter-attack in the second half, Henderson is nowhere to be seen. He's so far away from the defense, of course, bombing forward, and he has the license to bomb forward. But that's the problem, because Oxlade-Chamberlain is naturally an attacking midfielder, and Henderson feels that now he can attack a little bit more with Fabinho back in the team. There is nobody really to protect the back 4, because Fabinho alone can't defend 3 West Ham players who are running at the back 4, and we need either Henderson to tuck in back a little bit, or maybe not even let him to attack so much and just ask him to sit back a little bit with Fabinho. And my problem with Liverpool today is that After the first or second West Ham counter-attack in the second half, the alarm bells should have been ringing inside Henderson's head, inside Fabinho's head, inside Jurgen Klopp's head, and they should have talked to each other, and Jurgen Klopp should have told the midfielders to just drop back a little bit. When we lose the ball, we were so exposed. The midfield was almost completely empty, and it was just too easy for West Ham to run at the Liverpool back four. And also, it was too easy for West Ham to score goals from set pieces today, from corners. And normally Liverpool are so strong from set pieces, but I think we have been pretty vulnerable this season from set pieces. Brentford surrounded Trent Alexander-Arnold at the back post, and today it was Alisson who was surrounded by 3 West Ham players, and sadly it worked for West Ham. They scored 3 goals and won the game pretty deservedly. And let me know, I think the biggest weakness for Liverpool is the defense and the midfield not protecting the back line. I mean, we conceded almost 3 times as many goals as Chelsea, and we conceded more than twice as many goals. No, almost twice as many goals as Man City, and that's a worry. That's a worry. Chelsea and Man City together conceded 10 goals, and Liverpool conceded 11. So that's very, very poor in my opinion. And Liverpool will be out of the title race in 3 or 4 weeks if we keep dropping points at this rate. And yeah, in the past 2 game weeks we played Brighton and West Ham, and that's 5 points dropped against teams that Liverpool are better than. So it's really, really worrying. But credit to West Ham and credit to David Moyes. They are having their best season for like 20 years in my opinion. Let me know what did you think of the game in the comments below, and thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. See you later guys. Goodbye.